Vape stickers or sleeves used to disguise vape devices as common household brands do not fall under the Health Ministry's jurisdiction under the Control of Smoking Products for Public Health Act 2024 or Act 852. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad says his ministry will not ban the products but will conduct further investigations into their use.
The matter was brought forth by health and consumer groups afraid of such vapes being exposed to minors and calling for government intervention. The vape sleeves sold on e-commerce sites like Shopee and Lazada are designed to disguise vape devices as everyday items like markers, highlighters, glue sticks and candy bars. Zul also responded to complaints by sundry shop owners on the financial implications of implementing a display ban on tobacco and vape products, which they claim can cost nearly 300 million ringgit. Zul explained that businesses only need to cover up their tobacco product displays to comply with the new regulations by simply putting up a screen on the display cabinet that shouldn't cost them that much. From October 1st, Act 852 makes it illegal to sell any smoking products, including e-cigarettes and vape devices, to minors.
The newly enforced Control of Smoking Products for Public Health Act 2024 or Act 852 introduces stricter regulations on the sale, advertising and prohibition of smoking in public places. Azrul Mohd Khalib from the Galen Centre for Health and Social Policy weighs in on whether these new measures are enough to curb smoking habits among Malaysians.
In the new regulations that have been gazetted recently, is the inclusion of vape to be on the same level as that of smoking products such as tobacco products and cigarettes. And this is very important because it automatically treats vape and e-cigarettes at a similar level that you would expect cigarettes and tobacco products to. And also, most importantly, which is the closing of the loophole for which last year the deregulation of liquid nicotine for vape and e-cigarettes from the poisons schedule resulted in these products being widely available and legally able to be sold and bought by children and generally people who are underage or minors. And this is one of the main problems that we saw resulting from that policy move last year, which these regulations now are able to address, and most importantly, is able to be at the same level as cigarettes and tobacco.
However, relying solely on enforcement officers is not enough to deter smoking. Azrul said the community must also play an active role in supporting such efforts.
You can put as many restrictions as you want. You can put how many bans in areas that you would want to have. But at the end of the day, people still want to smoke. People still want to vape or puff their e-cigarettes, and they will do so. They will do it outside the building. They'll do it across the road. They'll do whatever reasons and whereabouts that they will. But the fact of the matter is, it still goes back to the individual whether or not they want to smoke or vape. Enforcement, at the end of the day, has limitations, and we can't have enforcers everywhere. And at the end of the day, we ourselves as consumers, as individuals who enjoy public spaces, must also do our part to engage.
Smoking prevalence in Malaysia remains stagnant. This is alongside a rise in the use of vapes and e-cigarettes, especially among youths and women. Azrul stresses the need to move beyond punitive measures, urging a stronger focus on education.
I see that at least for the next 5 years, our struggle is not just to deal with a large population of smokers, but also to address a growing, large population of people who are newly addicted to nicotine through vape and e-cigarettes. And that's a problem for the next 5 years at least. And today we have regulations which allow us to manage that issue, to put into place controls to prevent and manage the problem. But unfortunately, if we do not enforce, we do not educate, we do not help create that enabling environment to ensure that the regulations work, then they will ultimately be unsuccessful because there will be no lack, there will be a lack of cooperation, there's a lack of understanding, but most importantly, the willingness to make the regulations work. It's in Malaysia's and Malaysians' best interest that we reduce the prevalence of not just smoking, but also vaping and e-cigarette. And that's very important for us to state as an objective in the next couple of years, because it is not a solution. It is yet another problem that we actually have to address. And the good news is the regulations, the act that was gazetted early this year and the regulations that has just been gazetted a few days ago give a pathway for us to be able to look forward to reducing the prevalence of both smoking and vaping in the near future.